Hello and welcome to The Inverted Castle, a podcast about Metroidvania games. I'm a fiery hothead, Thomas Blight, and with me is a man who can mimic things but also dies halfway through the narrative, but not really, Eric Fox.
I know people can't really tell our voices apart, but I'm actually Eric, not Tom throwing his voice. Also, dead.
And we're talking about Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow from 2005. This is, of course, a Konami game.
Yeah, one of the Igavanias, Koji Igarashi, as is affectionately named Iga.
Yes, this is the second and final, I guess, Soma game.
Yeah, direct sequel to Aria of Sorrow, Dawn of Sorrow, DS. It's a DS game. They went kind of ham with that kind of naming scheme. But yeah, it's got Soma Cruz, the white-haired pretty boy from Japan. He's not from Japan. He's just was there and also kind of was Dracula. It's weird.
Yeah, everyone else is a lot more Japan-coded than he is.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Yoko, Alucard is now Arikado.
Yeah.
His totally not girlfriend, Mina.
I mean, it's pretty official in this one.
Yes, but like it's also just the generic anime trope of, oh, we can't say our true feelings or whatever between those two, or Hammer and Yoko.
Yeah.
Or Yoko and Julius, who is... It's very funny how much he is a self-insert of Koji Igarashi. Like for years, Koji just dressed like Julius. Julius is canonically, and at least the game's written by him, the strongest Belmont. Even though he's an old guy, man, he's got the anime babes on him. It's honestly embarrassing.
Wait, how old is he supposed to be in this game?
He is anime old guy, so maybe 30, 35.
No, yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I don't know.
He's not 18 anymore. But
certainly not, unlike Soma.
Wait, is Soma 18?
He was like 16 in the first game, I think. Boy. He was a high schooler, so...
Things that I...
Have you been reading AO3?
No. I just assumed he was a little older.
At the very least, he looks a lot older in the first game from the art style that they used. This game kind of uses a more traditional anime style for the portraits. The last one had like that kind of very painterly, I can't remember the artist's name, but drew a lot of Castlevania art in the past, but I don't know. This game is in many ways a disappointment.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how you felt.
I felt pretty good about it. There's some things that are a little meh, but like in terms of game feel, I feel like... I mean, it's been a while since I played Aria, but Aria is fine, but I feel like this one felt better. There's some things that are annoying. I feel like the soul grind only got worse.
Yeah, that's kind of what it boiled down to me, is that this game is better in theory, but in practice, I played 80% of the game with the same weapon because I just did not get anything better.
That's fair. I, too, played 80% of the game with the same weapon, and I don't know, it seemed to work.
Yeah, it worked, but I would like, in a game that's like filled with, you know, if you're new to the Souls games in Castlevania, a lot of the appeal is you get the souls of enemies that add to your repertoire of abilities.
Yeah.
This game also has that, as well as a new system for getting new weapons, where you combine a weapon and a soul to kind of upgrade into a new weapon. The problem is that the drop rate on these souls is hot garbage.
Yeah, and a lot of the ones that the drop rate is the worst on are also required for the weapons, and not only the weapons, also story progression. That one is awful.
Yeah, one that's required for story progression. A lot for the weapons, which also consumes the soul, so you no longer have it in its base ability form. And I'm talking like, some of these are 0.3% drop rate.
Oh boy, 0.3?
At least for Peeping Eye, which is the one that reveals breakable walls.
Oh.
Look that one up, I think it's 0.36. A lot of them are between 1 and 2. And there's no way to make it better.
Luck does so little in this game.
Apparently, I can't remember the exact formula, but for, say, a soul that drops at 1.36%, say, at 0 luck. At 99 luck, it goes all the way up to 1.4.
Wow.
0.04% increase. And like throughout the entire game, I went from 0 to about 36 luck, just leveling it up. And there's not a lot that boosts luck in the game. It's abysmal.
There is the completely unaffordable double soul drop rate ring. So I guess at the point where you're deciding to do 100% completion and that involves souls, then I guess you're grinding out that ring and then grinding out the souls. I don't know. It's a lot of grinding if you want to do that.
Yeah, because you have to grind out souls to make weapons that are worth enough to sell in order to afford the ring. It's a vicious cycle. I mean,
oh boy.
Gacha games have nothing on this, and you can't even buy your way out.
Yeah, fair, I suppose. So this is talking about a different game, and we should talk about it. So Bloodstained has a fairly similar weapon fuse system, but it felt fairer.
In my memory, you found shards. I think they're called shards for souls in that game at a pretty decent clip.
Yeah.
So like it didn't have the variety problem, and this game does. Also, we haven't even really talked about what this game is. If you've played RA, you know what it is, but we'll get into it in a bit. I just really need to just get all of the shit out first. This game also has the audacity to change what the effect of the souls are when you hit 9, like when you've collected 9 of the same soul.
Oh, man.
It gets upgraded.
I can't say I ever noticed that. Look at you grinding 9 souls out.
It happened with the skeletons.
Oh.
Because before I got super frustrated and just looked up the drop rates and then decided, oh, ain't no way. Life is too fucking short to ever do that or watch it. There's this peeping eye in the middle of skeletons. I just kept farming that room over and over again. Got the skeletons, but not one peeping eye.
Fair.
But the bone became a bigger bone. That's the big upgrade.
Oh.
There are others, but I could not be arsed to look them up.
I feel like there's a dirty joke in here, but maybe not this podcast.
Yeah, I don't know. If we go into Suda 51's oeuvre, I think Shadows of the Damned has some big boner content for you.
Oh boy.
If you're you're amenable.
So I guess before we go off of this weapon stuff completely, what was the weapons that you were using?
Big sword.
I used big axe.
Basically the same moveset. It's just a lot of damage, arc overhead, cancel it with the backdash when you land.
Also, throwing sickle. Throwing sickle is great. Throwing sickle plus the Skelerang, which they're everywhere, and their drop rate is actually pretty good.
It's pretty good,
despite not being one that scales. Was actually like a lot of damage and very safe, and it's just like, whatever, I'm just gonna stand over here and throw the sickles at you.
Fair enough. This game also has guns. Guns are not good. They don't do enough damage to be worth it.
The throwing sickle, it is worth it, and you get to throw 2 of them with the Skelerang passive upgrade.
All right. I kind of just went through, to be fair, I went through a lot of this game underpowered because I was trying to boost my luck with other equipment. I should have researched a little bit beforehand, but I wanted that experience, and I had such high hopes that I'm like, oh yeah, Tom finished this game and didn't want to do the full soul run. I'll do it while he didn't. Yeah, pumped up my luck. Went through this whole game, kind of almost dying and sometimes dying a lot. Feeling like I wasn't doing a lot of damage and not getting any souls. So don't do what I did.
Yeah, I had looked it up. I think when I got the Dancing Spirits one that gives you luck, just out of curiosity of like, how much does the luck actually matter? And the person whose write-up I read basically said, it's not even worth the time to go into the menu to switch equipment to boost your luck. It's that inefficient.
I did look at that guide, yes, as well. Just a lot later than you. It's a good write-up. Very useful. Don't get all the souls.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's especially galling where, in addition to the usual Metroidvania progression thing, there's one thing to get to the true ending where you need to get 2 specific souls.
I thought it was 3. I thought there were 3 doors on that, but I might be misremembering.
I know there's 3 in the equivalent in Aria. Maybe I accidentally activated the second one and just didn't realize it, but for me it was the Clown and Ukobak.
Yeah, I thought there was one in front of the Clown, but I might be mistaken. I don't know.
It was at the very least one I had, but I did not have the Ukobak at the time.
Yeah, the Ukobak was also required for a weapon, which is the other dumb thing, is the number of weapons that require the same soul that is also a rare soul is kind of infuriating. I don't know, maybe they expected people to be much more like, I am committed to this one weapon type, which, to be fair, I basically only used the axes.
Yeah, you could be, but this is a kind of game that incentivizes getting a lot of things where I'm not sure if this was ever confirmed, but the theory is that it's just a bug that the luck basically is non-existent. And theoretically, you should have been getting more souls.
I mean, you'd think they would have fixed it after the first game, though.
Yeah, it's the exact same bug in both games. And the M2 re-release does not have a version that fixes it.
So I assume this is as intended, and they just wanted it to be that rare, but I don't know. But imagine there's a child out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, they are an adult now, I guess. But they have just made...
It's 20 years hence.
The fire sword.
Yes.
And they have just reached the spot where you need the soul of the rare drop that you used on the fire sword to progress the rest of the game. Can you imagine the disappointment with that child?
It's twofold, because one, you didn't know you were going to need this random enemy drop to actually have forward progression. But also that sword sucks.
That's fair.
Its stats are worse than the thing it built out of.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes they do that in strange ways. Like the fists has a kind of strange progression where the last one goes down in power but adds more attacks, I think.
So like it could be the fire effect has more effects, or it's just on the path to another even better sword.
I don't know.
You can't experiment. It takes an hour to get these things.
We've spent far too long talking about that.
It is the thing.
Yeah, did we actually even talk about the plot? I don't know.
It's the same plot, mostly.
I mean, yeah, a weird...
cult.
Dark Christian monk lady, Celia, shows up and she's like, Soma, you have to become the Dark Lord, and throws monsters at you. Yep. At which point, Arikado throws a knife at you and you're like, deal with it.
Deal with it. It's been a year and he hasn't had like the powers again, so he has to... It's the classic in Metroid where you lose all your abilities from the last game. He's just kind of like, they all atrophied, I guess, and he hasn't been in danger, so he needs to re-get his souls again, which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's maybe an implication that like if he had held on to the souls, he might be feeling the pull of the Dark Lord stuff more. I don't know.
It's implied that the more souls you got, the closer to Satan you become. That's also in Pokemon.
Yeah, so Soma gets told not to barge into it, and immediately then goes and barges in, because of course
he needs to settle it like a man.
Yeah.
Also, I think the cult's aim is weird, where it's like, in order to have the perfect god, clearly we need the perfect anti-Christ figure. That's why we need Dracula.
Yeah, I mean, even Alucard at the end says something about like, oh, there has to be a Dark Lord.
There has to be. We're just not like, now. It doesn't have to be you, Soma.
Okay, I don't know.
Listen, there's not a lot of plot here. Like in the first game, there's like a couple of cutscenes.
Yeah, but similarly to Arya, there's also two other guys who were...
candidates, have the potential to become Dracul.
Yeah, and they're jockeying to replace you as the Dark Lord.
Their motivations are not particularly complex, more or less. Well, I have this power. I gotta see see what I can do with it.
Yeah.
I want to be strong. And yeah, Arikado or Alucard. I always feel weird saying the Japanese pseudonym, if you will, because it just sounds like I'm being racist for Alucard.
Wow, okay.
So I think I'm just going to stick with Alucard. He's just kind of hanging around, making sure you stay safe. Julius shows up, of course, because he's a Belmont. He needs to do the thing. Yoko ends up following just to be a merchant for the soul synthesis mechanic, and Hammer's back, just kind of staring longingly at Yoko. It's embarrassing, but he's your main shop for gold related purchases. And beyond that, it's fight the bosses. You kill, in heavy quotes, one of the other candidates. He's got the mimic ability, so in his boss fight, anytime you use a soul ability, he'll start using that against you. And when you kill him, it's a very telegraphed. His soul kind of goes into yours. He comes back later as the final boss because, he's mimicked the power of dominance you have. Does a big betrayal. Kill a random demon that he summoned. And that's the actual true final boss?
I thought the implication was that's supposed to be the embodiment of chaos. That usually things end up being fight the embodiment of chaos.
Yeah.
Right?
I forget what its name was, but it's not clear. It's just like, oh, big demon, you gotta take care of it.
I mean, I thought it was supposed to be like, oh, he's attempted to use the power of dominance to like assert control of chaos, except he can't actually do it.
Yeah.
So he's just become this weird amalgam of every soul that he's dominated and chaos in that. I don't know. Look.
Yeah.
They just have to go body horror at the end. It's the rules.
That's fair. And it is not a great fight, but it does the job.
Yeah.
It's pretty annoying if you don't have useful souls against the spawning ads, because they take a bit too much damage to take out, and they just kind of swarm you. But you get a guaranteed drop of Abaddon before then. It tends to work out. But that's mostly what happens. Celia, the cult leader, gets betrayed by Mimic Dude.
I mean, he did what she wanted him to do. How unexpected that making a big evil guy would eventually not work out for you.
Maybe she wanted to be the antithesis of, I don't know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying at this point because I think people are better at storytelling in these kind of games nowadays. To play a game that's now 20 years old, there's so little story, and what's there is so full of anime tropes of, Julius just needs to be a man and show he can protect you, Yoko. That's the man spirit. And meanwhile, Hammer's just like, oh my God, did you see Yoko talking to Julius? Do you think they're together? It's not kawaii.
Fair. I wouldn't say that the writing, like, bringing up Bloodstained again, I wouldn't say that the writing on Bloodstained was that much better. It's a little better, but...
I mean, people who aren't Koji Igarashi these days, I'm not saying that he particularly grew from these days. At the very least, Bloodstained has a lot more lore, but I don't think that's better. I don't know. It was one of those things where I just could not really engage with the story on any meaningful level beyond I kind of already know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, the Castlevanias have never had that complex of a story.
Not really, no. I never played the 3D ones. Yeah. Who knows what happened there? They're not Metroidvanias. Regardless, how about the actual gameplay section that's not combat, but like progression?
So in terms of traversal abilities, there's the one obligatory touchscreen ability. I was playing on Switch in the Dominus collection, so I don't know, it's not that big of a deal. You just have a cursor, right? Yeah,
I played on PC, just use your mouse. But also it's not that big a deal because once you leave the area you get it in, the only way forward is through there. That ability never comes up again.
It comes up once for an optional thing, but yeah.
Yeah, there's that one thing where the ball is kind of bouncing around. You have to...
Yeah, that's where you get the rare ring. If you want to grind out the items to sell, to get the money to buy the soul ring.
I wore it for my entire playthrough. It wasn't worth it, but yeah, there's the one optional area where you can use it there, but it's a weird like early game ability where like it's the second boss. After that, it's just assume you already have it, so it's not really a challenge to put it in front of you. And because it's just there are blocks in the way, clear them. It doesn't have a lot of ways to put it into a puzzle, I guess.
Yeah. Otherwise, there's not a ton of gating. There's double jump. There's getting the bat form. Failing to think of anything more.
Oh no, the two that are actually unique to this are the bat can also go through this, but the puppet swap.
Oh yeah, right, the puppet swap.
Where you throw at a puppet and then you teleport to where your puppet went. So you're gonna go through like tiny little passageways where Soma himself can't just crouch down. He'll just throw a puppet through. As well as the enter the mirror dimension.
Oh yeah, the mirrors. Why am I forgetting about the mirrors?
Which is the way you access the true end. One of the bosses, you have to, instead of fighting the other candidate, you fight the spirit within him. So you enter a mirror and it's a completely separate boss fight. Pretty cool.
I'm honestly surprised that the mirrors were not related to the guy whose ability is to mimic or mirror what other people's do, but...
Yeah, because we understand writing, and that would have been like a nice little parallel. Instead, it's just like, oh shit, we need another mechanic here, I guess.
Also, I have to admit, when I first saw a mirror, I was like, oh boy, there's going to be like a whole other castle. No, each of those mirrors only goes to like one room.
outside of the true end alternate boss, all of the other mirrors are basically just, if you have the ability and can remember to go back, you get a bonus goodie.
Yeah.
Just remember where the mirrors are, hop in, and it's just that room. You cannot leave the room in the mirror dimension.
You, very close to the end of the game, also get the super jump.
Oh, yeah, but at that point, you already have the bat.
Yeah.
So it's really just a convenient way. Like, I got it and then never used it, I think, because it's just on the way to the final guy.
I don't know, it's just a little more convenient. You also get the same Black Panther dash as in Aria, or you can. I guess it's not a guaranteed drop, but I got it on the first Panther I killed.
That's very frustrating.
Is it rare?
I killed all the Black Panthers I saw and did not get the drop. So maybe it's less rare than some, but I just got unlucky. But again, this is in the final boss gauntlet. Or, no, it's not a boss gauntlet. It's just the path to the true end.
Yeah, but like I think those maybe just end up being like conveniences for like, hey, if you're going to revisit everything, just go ham with these and don't have to transform anymore.
Yeah, if you want to have 100% save file, like this isn't for beating the game because you don't need everything for that. You don't get any special goodie.
Although the super jump was actually useful on the last boss if you fall.
It did occur to me that because the last boss is such a big boy, if you fall down to the bottom, getting back to his head, which is one of the weak points, all right, it's better than trying to double jump, platform, hop.
At least you don't have to be the bat and be dodging his ads.
Yeah, Bat doesn't get an attack, so...
Yeah, neither does Alucard's Bat when he's swapped in Julius mode.
I was going to bring that up later, but all right, yeah, let's talk...
Skipping ahead, but I don't know that there's that much more to talk about.
Yeah, no, that's all the progression that there is, but also, speaking of the alternate boss route, if you don't equip your girlfriend Mina's charm when you do the confrontation after fighting the demon,
whatever.
Fire demon, yeah. You trigger a bad end, but this bad end is the canonical timeline for Julius mode, where, like in Aria, you are now controlling the actual Belmont. He has a suite of holy water, axe throwing, all that good stuff, whip.
Strangely, not the dagger.
Not the dagger.
Yeah, it's fine.
You don't need it. But in this one, the idea is that he's coming here to kill Soma because, again, he became the Dark Lord here. But Yoko and Alucard are here, and they're not going to take this lying down either, and now you form a party.
Yeah, it's kind of nifty. I don't know.
I didn't really go into again, this will actually be spoilers probably for when we eventually play Portrait of Ruin. I can't remember what that Julius mode is like or equivalent. Order of Ecclesia had Albus, who's very different from Shinoa with his own gun, kick things, but this one has 3 party members. Yoko has a short-range stick that heals her, but otherwise has big magic spells. And Alucard is Alucard from Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Yeah. He even weirdly is like, I transformed. And it's like, oh, I didn't realize this was a transformation. I just thought you like dyed your hair.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
It could have just been a dude, but like, no, he transformed into his half vampire state and it's just the sprite from Symphony.
Yeah.
But yeah, he gets to transform into a bat.
He gets the triple fireball. He's got super jump on his jumping backdash.
Yeah, Julius only gets a little uppercut for a bit more height. Alucard gets the big jump as well as his sword that can actually angle down. Unlike Soma's, weirdly. Soma's usual sword can't angle down, and that was one of the reasons I used the big sword, because I kept checking floors for destructibility.
There aren't that many of them, but there is one, at least.
There is one. I checked all the rest, but I also did not check the bottom left of the map because that required farming 1 of 2 1% drop rate souls.
Oh, maybe I just got really lucky.
Did you get a skeleton ape?
Yes, I got skeleton ape just in the normal course of adventuring, and I was like, oh, how do I get across there? Oh, I've already got that. Okay.
You incredible bastard.
Yeah, apparently I'm just lucky as shit.
Like, I looked it up because I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to farm for souls, but maybe I can at least do the map completion. No, 1.5%.
Someone had another way of doing it.
Yeah, it's right? the bone. The guys that carry the big bone head that fires like lasers at you. Same exact drop rate.
Oh, okay.
And takes longer to kill. These are the 2 options that I was presented. Did not happen.
No. Well, should just be lucky like me, apparently. I mean, the Ukobek did take ages.
Yeah, I got that one in a couple of resets.
And at one point I tried to grind Valkyries and just gave up.
It's so disheartening because that's... My memory of this game is playing the randomizer, which clearly fucked with the drop logic. And having the full suite of abilities is a lot more fun to play. But as written, I guess, or as released, this game is incredibly disappointing for me personally. The idea of it and the thing that it could be is there, but I just had the experience I had, and it was not a long game, thankfully, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't bother me as much. It's like, whatever. Like, it is kind of dumb that, like, a lot of the cool souls are both rare, and you could theoretically sacrifice them to put them into a weapon. It's like, oh, but I want the full screen axe swing and the thing. I don't want to have to grind for 2 of these.
And if you go in the New Game Plus hard mode, I think it quadruples the luck effect on drop rates.
Which isn't that much still.
It does not even offer you the New Game Plus, like, okay, well, now you can actually play with some tool sets. It's now harder or whatever. Part of my frustration is that I think it would be a lot better if I didn't get so hamstrung.
Yeah, so I think ultimately give up on completionism.
Absolutely.
You will have more fun, apparently.
Yeah, but also you'll find a sword that just kind of works for most of the game as well. Unlike Aria, where everything's a drop or like in a secret area or like an affordable weapon, this one requires souls for even the weapons.
I mean, my primary weapon, because I was using the throwing sickles, was actually something I had to buy. It's also one of the cheaper weapons to buy, and then there's no upgrade for that at all.
Because they knew it was perfect. This is peak performance. That's fine.
So that one didn't end up bothering me that much.
Yeah. This may be just I was not clever enough to do your strat because I could have. I absolutely got the Skellerang soul.
Gotta use the boomerangs.
I'm just throwing out so much negativity. I don't need it coming back to me. This time I am the huge grump. I'm sorry. This is incredibly negative. I hate because I love. I don't know, maybe Portrait of Ruin will be the actual good one, because I feel like I was similarly like, Order of Ecclesia was better in my memory. I mean, it's a lot of these games that I played as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't played Order of Ecclesia as a kid, and I was like, this is not the greatest. I don't know. Like, I think it did the soul stuff better.
Yeah, it still had some drop rate shenanigans, but it wasn't as egregious.
Yeah.
Its problem was that it was very desperately linear for far too long in the game, but now I don't need to relitigate that. This game, at the very least, is a lot more fun just on its base level to explore the castle, take note of things like the mirrors. Like, I actually use the in-game save state thing just to have like a snapshot of where on the map these mirrors were.
Oh, that's one way to do it, yeah.
Because I didn't feel like, writing it down, so instead I could just like, okay, save state, reload a different save, check the map. Oh, it's there. Cool. And then once I had the paranoia, just kind of run through them, and there's some good stuff there.
Yeah, I had not thought of doing that with the Dominus Collection save states. Yeah. I just used them like normal saves and honestly didn't use save states that much in this. Yeah. I don't know, I didn't feel the need for it. You mentioned dying a lot, actually.
Yeah, a couple of times I definitely did rewind some stupidity out on my part. Dominus Collection does allow you to just like hold the save state button and instead just cycle back through the RAM. But yeah, I was in a lot of later game bosses, if I got hit or like, because I'm using the big slow sword, kind of getting locked in and I missed my backdash thing, 2 to 3 hits and I'm dead.
Yeah.
Also, I definitely had enough money to just load up on potions. Again, I'm not complaining too much about this. I'm only stating this as a record of my own stupidity.
I see. I don't know. All my money went to potions, and I also was using the throwing stuff, so I didn't need to get close to things most of the time. It did fall off by the end of the game. By the end of the game, I was like, this is doing kind of piddly damage on like death and on Abaddon. And I was like, okay. That was actually pretty nice for his flies.
Oh, yeah? It just kind of took care of him?
Yeah, because the throwing just goes through them and hits him.
Good shot.
I did give up on Julius mode when I reached death, because that was like 2 to 3 hits and you go down and there's no healing.
You are not able to just chug jug and get through the fight in Julius mode. No inventory, but theoretically you could also grind levels.
Yeah, I had not grinded. I had gone like as quickly as I could through the rest of the bosses and was like, oh no, I can't do this now.
Yeah.
And just gave up.
You're not going to have some massive revelation in this alternate timeline bad end mode, but it's a fun time. I actually don't have our stack rank up, but...
Oh, yeah, I forgot to pull it up too. Oh, no.
So I might need you to help me help you.
So for context, Arya is number 11.
For me?
Yes.
So yeah, we're actually rarely doing this in person. Just circumstances aligned, but I'm not my usual setup. If you could tell me where Order of Ecclesia is.
Order of Ecclesia is down at 36.
I'm going to put Dawn of Sorrow at 35.
Just better than it.
Yeah, it is similarly playstyle, like get new abilities type thing. While I think Order of Ecclesia is better at doling out abilities, the exploration is still solid in Dawn of Sorrow. And we didn't even talk about what I think the Damas collection kind of fixed.
Ooh.
Just coming to me now, but like the drawing of the sigils, right?
Yeah.
That was another thing that was part of the shoehorning DS features into the game.
You know, I did assume that.
So the Dominus collection makes you draw them less, but essentially you need to, like, you'll get this sigil. It's like a 6-pointed star type thing, and you just draw it in while you're entering the boss. And when you kill the boss, you have to then put that symbol in again. If you don't do it in time or you mess up the sigil, the boss gets a bit more health back and you have to kill it again. It's like another couple of hits to retry, but it's still an annoying thing to have had to do back in the day when you have to like switch hands to your stylus from your combat thing. I found using the mouse was pretty easy, but also Dominus allows you to just put buttons in. Like,
oh yeah, I didn't actually realize that you could do it with the touchscreen at all.
Oh yeah.
On the Switch, I was just using the buttons.
Yeah, you can just hit the buttons in the right order for the points on the star. But it was easy enough for me to... The amount of control you have with a mouse, pretty good. But I feel like I should mention that because that was one of the ways this game was infamous at the time. And that kind of touchscreen shenanigan did not continue through the rest of the DS trilogy.
Fair. I did screw it up, even with the buttons.
Oh yeah.
A little bit. And I was like, wait, okay. I actually have to go into this menu and go to the practice thing and practice it. Yeah. It never really, like, it never broke a boss for me, right? Like,
yeah, you just have to hit it another couple of times, but
yeah,
when you're less, let's say, skilled at these games, it might have been a bit more of trouble, and also the DS version is just worse. Dominus Collection, one other thing, just to put another feather in its cap, because you're never going to see yourself any of what these souls do. If you go into the gallery, there will be a little video for each enemy and soul, just kind of showing you what the ability is.
Oh.
It's a neat little touch that they added. If you want to know if it's worth grinding for, you can actually see how it looks in practice. But way off track. New number 35. I think it's just a bit better than Order of Ecclesia, but not by much.
Sorry, that's new number 36. Pushing Order of Ecclesia down to 37.
That's correct.
35 for you is Pompous and Selene.
That's fair.
Which, looking at mine, are not that far off either. I put Order of Ecclesia at 36 as well, coincidentally. But Chasm is in between Pompous and Selene. And
do you think this is better than Chasm?
I think it is.
Okay.
Chasm sort of did nothing wrong, and then it was competent, but didn't deliver on its idea of procedural generation.
That aspect of it did not actually end up being particularly interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, why not? I'll also put it below Pompous and Selene. I evidently had more fun with it than Eric did. I came in fully knowing, like, no, this soul stuff is bullshit.
Yep.
Don't obsess over the souls until you actually need to get one for a thing. Mm-hmm. I do think it's annoying that in this one you need a particular rare drop in order to progress the story. Previous games had done things like that, but they had done them for optional things. Like, for instance, there's the waterfall in Aria. You have to charge through it using one of a particular set of big souls which are drawn beside it or something like that.
Yeah, it's like an R move where you transform into a big thing, charge forward.
Yeah, that kind of thing which was completely optional. I don't even remember what was back there. It might have been an armor or a really good sword.
You get a whole bunch of equipment in that game, which is kind of what made it better for me. This game also has that to an extent, but the rewards tended to be an armor here and there, but never a weapon. And what I really cared about was the weapons.
Yeah.
If you have the electricity thing, you can spawn a Mothman.
Oh yeah, we hadn't talked about those three things, which start getting hinted at very early on in the game.
Yeah, you find newspaper clippings or you buy it from Hammer.
Yeah.
Little optional things to spawn in a unique monster.
I mean, I don't know. The Mothman, I think, is the most useful of the souls there. It's also not a guaranteed drop.
Yeah, I spawned it once, did not get the soul, and I decided I'll come back later if I'm getting them all. I just don't.
Yeah. I did go back and loop that Mothman. Just it's a soul that increases your experience gain. If you need to grind, then I guess that's helpful.
Or if you don't have anything on your passive slot, that's particularly good.
Yeah. I don't think I ever actually did the Flying Man, but I did look it up, where it's like you can only affect him with the Mandragora soul.
I didn't have that soul, so
I don't think I had the soul either, and was like, whatever. But the Yeti's description is funny to me just because they describe it as like, roll up a ball of dark energy, and then you do it, it's a snowball.
It's a snowball?
I'm not sure why we've labeled this as dark energy. It's a snowball.
That seems intentionally obtuse or a weird translation error.
Maybe it's dark type. Still, it's evil. It's an evil snowball.
It's an evil dark type again. Pokemon.
I mean, there is elemental types in this.
And again, they don't matter really.
Yeah.
Like occasionally you want to use a blunt thing instead of a piercing thing, I guess. But elemental damage is few and far between because of the scarcity of unique things. I don't know. I feel really negative, but that's because unlike Tom, I did play it in my youth. And so the poison was already in me. Instead, I think for our next game, we're going to have to find another classic of the series. One that's been a long time coming, I think, for 50th anniversary. Not anniversary.
Episode?
50th episode, we'll say. Of course, it is Super Metroid.
Yeah.
We have to eat our vegetables. I'm going to come in here complaining about this because I don't think there are any soul drops in Metroid.
Yeah, they're so rare.
I've been grinding this gamer for 2 hours.
Oh, God. You just gave me a flash of the worst possible thing. So instead of the Metroid Link to the Past dual ROM, make a Metroid Dawn of Sorrow dual ROM where you somehow give the Metroid enemies the ability to drop the souls for
at the very least, power bombing rooms would make that a bit more tenable. It's all about the drop rate, baby. But yeah, I'm putting forth that as our homework for next time. And speaking of that combo cart, I am personally committing to playing the Super Metroid Link to the Past randomizer thing.
Oh.
To kind of, one, dovetail from last episode's conversation about our Zelda games Metroids, as well as this conversation about just randomizers being pretty good for the genre. So I've been meaning to dip into one of these again, so I'm not forcing that on Tom. I'm just letting him know in advance that I will talk about it.
All right.
Do with that what you will.
I will be prepared, I guess. Or not. We'll see.
Well, if you are prepared to give us some feedback, you can do so by emailing us at invertedcastlepodcast@gmail.com, of course, on X. At InvertedCastleP, never forget the P. Otherwise, on our YouTube page, at Inverted Castle, and on various social media platforms of your choosing. Am I missing anything?
No, I don't think so.
Excellent. Well, until next time, I've been Eric Fox.
And I've been Thomas Blight.
And remember, kids, go ahead and draw pentagrams on all the furniture. It's fun, it's safe. There's only like a 0.3% chance of spawning Satan. It'll be fine.